Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you're new around here, my name is Aiden, and in today's review we do actually have a shoe requested by one of you. Now it doesn't happen very often to actually get a request for a specific review, so I'm dead excited for getting into this one. In today's review we will be taking a look at the Nike Air Max 90 Social FC, so I don't want to keep you guys in suspense. Sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So just like we always do before we take a look at the shoes, let's just get this off with the packaging. And the box itself is just your regular boring Nike sportswear box. Now if we do just take a quick look at the label, which reads, unfortunately I can't read the official size label because ASOS, where I actually got these shoes from, actually decided to stick their own label over it. So their label says UK 9 brown Nike Air Max 90 in light bone and velvet. Again, that's what it looks like. It threw me off when I first saw it. Never seen any retailer actually put it over Nike size label, but there it is. If we then open up the box itself, on the inside we just get your pretty standard tissue paper. Underneath that we have what we came for, so let's go ahead and get straight into the shoes. So without any further ado, the moment we've all been waiting for, in hand we have the Nike Air Max 90 Social FC. Now with the World Cup going on at the minute, Nike of course have decided to release quite a few different releases to actually celebrate the occasion. From the Social FC 90s, I think they did like a 95 colourway, they then did the 3 Lions 95s as well, and a whole bunch of other releases which, to be honest, I've just forgotten because they was a little bit forgettable. But this one was actually requested by one of you guys. I will throw up the comment up on screen so you guys can see it, and I definitely do hope that moving forward you guys can request a lot more different types of videos that you want to see. Doesn't have to be Air Max 90s, it can be anything you want to see on the channel, and assuming the shoes are available, I will definitely do my best to come through and give you guys that review. So just like I always do in every single one of my videos, in this review I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the shoe, from materials through to sizing, so by the end of this video you can decide for yourself whether this is something you're going to add to your personal collection as well. So just diving straight into this one, starting out with the upper to begin with, and for this one we do have a pretty drastic shake up in terms of materials that definitely makes this shoe feel a little bit different to what you might expect with your ordinary Air Max 90 release. Now I will be breaking down all the materials used as we work our way throughout the review itself. So if we kick this off from the front of the shoe and then we'll gradually work our way back. At the base of the shoe we do have this very interesting textile material making up the toe box. I will be completely honest, I googled it like 10 different times. Can't ever really get to the bottom of what this material is. I've read every single product description across every single major retailer, and all they did was call it textile, so that's what I'm going to say for you guys as well. Has a really interesting, almost woven-like texture and feel to it, and I would say that it's a little bit similar to what you might see with canvas, or that's probably the best way I'm going to describe it. It has like a canvasy type of feel, and overall, I don't love it, to be completely honest. I prefer a leather toe box, a mesh toe box, or even in slightly rarer occasions, a hemp material. This canvas is absolutely fine. It's just not wowing me, and especially the colour as well. I'm just not a big fan of the overall look of it. But outside of that, it's not a poor material or anything else like that, so you don't have anything to worry about from like a quality perspective. And then wrapping around the toe box itself, again, we do have more textile materials, but this time we do have this really nice camo print. The camo design on the actual overlay definitely won me over. I think it is a really nice look for this particular shoe. But as we then work our way down to the mudguard, on both the lateral and medial sides, we do have this slightly rough to the touch brown synthetic suede. And as we then work our way into the midfoot portion, we do have this white leather Nike swoosh, again on both the lateral and medial sides. As we then work our way onto the ankle collar, again, just like what we saw with the toe box, we do have more of that textile making up the ankle collar itself. And as we reach the heel, this is probably the biggest surprising thing about the shoe, as instead of that usual TPU material that they normally use on the heel plate, for this one we do have this soft like fabric. It's not quite the same as what we saw with the mudguard being of a suede material, but overall I think it's an absolutely fine choice. And then in the middle of the heel itself we do have that traditional Nike Air branding, and then in terms of the lacing options, you do only get one set of laces, but the laces themselves are actually a little bit different to what you might expect with your run-of-the-mill Air Max 90. Almost feels like it's like a satin type of feel to the laces. Not quite sure how best to describe it. They're not the best, they're not the worst. It's not pulling down any trees for me. I feel like I would probably swap the laces out for just a regular flat white lace, just because I prefer the overall look of that. But outside of that, these laces are absolutely fine. And then again, making up the tongue itself, we do see more of that textile material once again. At the top of the tongue, we then have this shield-like emblem making up the tongue branding. And as we then work our way onto the inside of the shoe, we do have this very soft to the touch nylon sock liner. As always, when it comes to the Air Max 90, there's a really good amount of padding on the inside. It's very good for all day comfort if you're asking me. And again, this is exactly the same. Absolutely nothing to worry about there. As we then work our way even further inside the shoe, we do have some mismatch insoles. So with the right foot, we do see that same design like we saw with the emblem on the tongue, whereas on the left foot, we do have the Nike Social FC detailing on the left insole. And then just to close that in terms of the details, as we then work our way down to the midsole, we do have a polyurethane midsole with that visible air unit towards the heel, and the air unit itself does have a really nice tint to it. And as we then work our way onto the outsole, we do have that classic Air Max 90 outsole done in that waffle design. Now when it does come to the overall sizing for these, I'm going to suggest you just go with your natural true to size fit in whatever you would typically wear in the Air Max 90. I've tried these on, they feel exactly the same as any other Air Max 90 that I've picked up, so that would be the suggestion for you. If you've never owned a pair before, Air Max 90s are available absolutely everywhere, and I think these are as well, so definitely would recommend to try before you buy, but outside of that, true to size, you should be absolutely fine. And then other than that, we've covered everything that you need to know from materials through to sizing. So if we now just go ahead and just wrap up this video. So just to wrap up this video so you guys can get out of here, in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, to give these a rating, I'm going to say that these are probably at best a 6 out of 10 for me. The main issue for me is that there's just no real wow factor. The materials are fine, the colorway is fine, but it's just fine. There's nothing really about the shoe that feels appealing to me personally. Now that by no means makes this shoe a bad shoe. If you like these, I'm absolutely fine with that. It's a decent shoe at a decent price, honestly no complaints. But I feel like there are a lot of better options out there, even World Cup focused releases that are maybe just a little bit nicer than these, just in my opinion. That's really all I have to say about it. I really do appreciate somebody taking the time to request this review. If you have any other suggestions or any other recommendations of reviews you want to see on the channel, do make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. And I will definitely do my best to keep bringing you as many, requested reviews as possible. But outside of that, I'd love to get your guys' opinion on this one as well. So let me know what you think of my rating, let me know yours, and any of your other thoughts. Again, leave all of that in the comment section down below. And if you have stuck around to this point in the video, as always, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one. Peace.